Okay guys, so tonight I'm making a video and I'm making it from my computer. I hope you don't mind. Um, this is my new operating system called Ubuntu. It starts with an X. It's basically like Ubuntu, except it's actually kind of like with an X, which means XFCE. This is Ubuntu, and I especially built this. I should especially made this operating system just to customize it the way I like it and everything. So I got like shutdown buttons. I've got stuff like calendars. I got another calendar over here. Um, I got stuff like Bluetooth. I never do Bluetooth, but I got Bluetooth. I got all kinds of things here. I also got my different menus and everything else. This isn't that complicated. But it is different than what I normally use. But I sort of especially chose this name because I knew I could make my own special operating system out of it and make it exactly the way I want it. And let me see here. We can also change some wallpaper real quick. Desktop settings. Yeah, there we go. So let's see. I've been looking at this setting for a little bit. There. It's kind of bright. Let's see what I can do. Let's see. I probably don't have much here that I can work with. Uh, oh yeah, I've been looking at one there for about a couple months now. I kind of like this guy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It is kind of bright though. A little more bright than what I'd choose for it to be. But anyway, I'm making this video and I'm talking real quickly about the crisis and the problems we have in the United States. Many different things. And I want to talk real quickly about the debt in the United States and how bad it's going to be. But also, I want to tell you guys too that in the United States, you might really, especially in this country, you might really want to look at having some kind of firearms or something like that. Um, the United States is getting very bad. It's getting kind of dangerous around the United States. Things are starting to happen. The world's getting kind of crazy, and it's getting pretty ridiculous. So you might really want to think possibly about having some kind of firearm stuff and some kind of way to protect yourself because it's getting crazy and things are getting bad and people are getting mad. And people will, when it gets times like this, people will rob their own mama. Let's put it that way. They get crazy at this time. So all right, so let's just jump over here to U.S. debt clock real quick. I can kind of pull it over just my hand. This is a touch. This is a touch screen too. So 35,000. I mean 35,770,000,000,000 in debt. So in other words, we're $36 trillion in debt. You might as well say. So if we're $36 trillion in debt on liable debt. Now we got the U.S. unfunded liability, which is right here. See that guy? U.S. unfunded liability, $220,140,000,000,000 in debt. That's how much we're in debt in the United States right now on that. See, Social Security, 27 trillion, Medicare, 41 trillion. Then we go looking at all this different stuff. And they got this big thing, we the people, so on and so forth. It kind of makes. I was looking at this. I was like, "What are they trying to do? Tell us to vote for Donald Trump?" Of course, the truth of the matter is, people are gonna vote for Trump anyway. So it really doesn't make a dang what you tell people to do or don't do. Not tell people to do. I can get this thing to do nothing here. Anyway, you saying it? Almost $36 trillion in debt. So, all right, now this is another thing to notice too. Discover and Synchrony Bank net charge-offs keep climbing higher. Uh, let's see. The proportion of loans written off as an unrecoverable rose multi-year highs discovered in Synchrony in the last quarter of 2023 as higher interest rates continued to hit both U.S. Consumer banks. Net charge-offs rates, 59 basis points. Net charge-off, net charge. Let me check this out. Let me just pull this up quick. Net charge-offs rates rose 59 basis points to 5.11% at Discover, the highest such figure that for the bank since 2011. Let's see, 5.58 at Synchrony. Its zenith since 2019. Yeah. So in other words, they went up. The rates rose 59 basis points at Discover Bank. They just recently got bought out by Capital One. Let's see, U.S. credit card debt continues to rise. Let's see, now right here it talks about Americans are racking up credit card debt as they struggle to keep up with the cost of living, and experts say those who earn the least are the hardest hit. And total credit card balances rose 5.88% from a year ago to 1.14 trillion, according to the recent New York Fed report. Equifax credit files through June show that credit card delinquencies is still rising, but that delinquency on consumer finance loans and retail cards fell, and auto loans delinquencies was flat. Let's see here. Yeah, we're in big trouble. We are going down. This ship is going down, 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 and there's nothing we can do about it. The only thing we can do is just be prepared, because the bottom line is this country is in big trouble, and it's in big trouble more than a way we know. The truth, we can't keep going down the debt spiral we're going down, but the delinquencies we're going down. They're just, and on top of that, Biden and all these other people, they're not going to do anything to bail these banks out. They're not going to do anything. They're not lowering the rates fast enough. They're not doing anything. It's like the government has just totally abandoned the people now. And we're on our own, guys. The bottom line is we don't need to be worried so much about this or that. We need to realize one thing: we're on our own. And if you have any way of getting out of credit card debt, and if you're in any credit card debt, you better look at a way of getting out of that credit card debt. I mean, I'm not a person to tell you to get in credit card debt. I don't like to tell you to get in credit card debt. If you have to get in car loan debt by chance, which is a different story, then I can kind of more understand getting into a car loan debt, because you got to have a way back and forth to work and earn cash. So I can understand, hey, you got to do what you got to do to survive, and if you need to take out a car loan, then hey, you just got to take out a car loan. That's no big deal. But it is a big deal, because any kind of loan you have to take out where you have to spend out money is going to be terrible. But it's more understandable. You have to have a reliable means of transportation, especially here in North Carolina. A lot of people act like you can just take the bus. You can take the bus. You can take the bus. That don't always work. I mean, on top of that, you might not work in the same city, especially here in North Carolina. And even California over there and around places, you have to drive and have a transportation. And a lot of people don't seem to understand how serious the situation is to where you have to have transportation. I mean, if you go down to Alabama, Arkansas, you get around Florida, Georgia, and your job might not be right on top of you, and you're not able to hail in a taxi. You're not able to take an Uber. You're not able to do this and that. I mean, that's not an option all the time for everybody. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. So if you have to take out a car loan, you have to take out a car loan. But the truth is, with the way that the interest rates are, the way that people are getting hit in the head right now with home loans, rent, the car insurance, Everything's through the roof. Credit card payments are through the roof. Everything's through the roof to the point that nobody can afford to buy anything. I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. One of the things that's kind of slowed me down a little bit about videos is usually I always show a product a lot of times. You've ever noticed I show a lot of products, a lot of stuff I bought for prepping, and I show this stuff on here. You just gotta stick with me a long period of time. People's like, you don't show that. People are like, you don't show all the stuff you prep and stuff. I show the stuff I prep all the time. Sure, I mean I show a lot of stuff to do with guns because guns are pretty much the number one main thing because you gotta have security or else you don't have anything else. But I think it was just the last time I actually made a video. I showed carnation milk and stuff like that, and I show the stuff that, and I give tips and I give hints and I show things to people. And I'm getting ready to make a video showing people how to make a time capsule. I want to make a time capsule, and I want to show people how it's done, and I want to show them how to protect take a gun, protect a gun, put it in the ground, and then bury the thing. And that way you got bullets, you got your gun, you got everything, your food, you got some food supply and everything. I want to show people how to make a time capsule, and I'm going to make a time capsule, and I'm going to show people how it's done. That's what I got planned, and that's what I want to do. I want to show people how it's done. But the thing of it is, I need to be able to actually do that. So I'm actually going to do that here soon, and I'm not going to let nobody know where I put it. I'm just going to put it in the ground, bury it. I ain't going to let nobody know where I put it. But the thing of it is, well, I'll let you guys know. But I'm talking about direct people around me, like they can come, like really get on me. You know what I'm saying? People like neighbors and stuff like that can get on me. But I'll let you guys know an idea where I put it. You never really should tell every single thing, but I'll give you an idea where I put things. Now don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people on here that I would trust very well. That I would trust very well to tell a lot of things, tell more things too than, I mean, perhaps even some of my coworkers. I mean, there's one guy on here that I talk to all the time that I would actually tell him a tremendous amount of things. You know what I'm saying, about like, maybe where this is at, where's that's at. I mean, I got a couple of. There's one guy that I like a lot. He's been with me for years, man. He's been with me so long. This guy has, and he's friggin' amazing, and he's really awesome. And he's out in California, and I wish he was here in this area because the bottom line is I'd love to have him as a prep partner. And I already got another guy on here that I've found, and I like him a lot. And there's another couple guys on here that I really like a lot. And I'd like to someday maybe get together and maybe start a prepping community somehow with some of these people. I love for us to have a prepping community, or at least a way to get in touch with each other so that we can become allies and allies and stuff like that. The one guy I've already sent emails to, and I've already made allies with. And that's a good idea, to start having allies and friends and people that got your back and you got their back too. Stuff that ways you can grow food, ways you can have stuff, the ways you can have, I got guns, I got ammo, I got bullets, and you do too, and you got like-minded people, because that's what it's going to take. I mean, when it comes down to it, look, when we see what happened in North Carolina here, up in the mountains, when we see this stuff that happened down in Georgia, a lot of people don't realize it's called the Appalachian Trail for a reason. The Appalachian Trail for a reason. This stuff went to North Carolina, and it went down to Georgia too. And it went down to South Carolina. The Appalachian Trail starts, I think, somewhere up around New York or somewhere around in there, somewhere around upstate New York. And that thing runs all the way down the coast, all the way down into Georgia. That's where it ends. It's like a 500-mile thing. It's called the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail. It hit the whole freaking Appalachian Trail from North Carolina mountains, Tennessee, up and around there, all the way down to Georgia. So not just us here down in Georgia, they got it too. I mean, so you got to realize that, we're talking about it a lot that happened in North Carolina, which it did. It was absolutely horrible what happened in North Carolina. But you got to remember, our friends down in Georgia and our friends down in South Carolina and all them other places, Florida, all these other places, they got hit too, man. And a lot of people have had it pretty bad. A lot of people have had it really rough. And who come to help? Not a single bit of government. We had to help ourselves. So in the end, it's going to be about us. And, you know, I hate to say it, but it's true. That the government and these people are not going to be there for us. It's going to take us to be there for us. And I'm hoping that I can make videos as long as I can, and I'm going to be here with you guys. I mean, if you think I'm not going to make a video, and you think that that's it for me, just wait a little bit. I mean, I promise within a month I will make a video, and you will see that I'm making videos. So if you stick with me, you'll see that I'm here with you, and I'm here for you, and I'm wanting to really be here all the way. I'm not going to stop making videos. I do this for myself. I do this for you. I do this as a kind of a hobby. I do this, but really I do this for the people, and the people was matter to me, and the you people matter to me. So, you know, I love you guys, and I just want to make sure that you guys are going to be okay. And, you know, I do this for the people. Some people respond very well to this information. Some people don't. But, you know, the truth is, I'm not going to sit here and step on toes and talk about who's right, who's wrong. But I can say I've learned a lot from this. I have learned a lot. And one thing I think I learned from it all, too, is all this gasoline product stuff that people want to get. I mean, chainsaws and stuff like that. I think people need to kind of look at a different way of things compared to a chainsaw. And then on top of that, my own stuff that I had that was solar panel charged, because that week whenever the power was out, I was trying to help people and everything else. The solar panel crap didn't work that well. It wasn't really taking good enough charge because it was too overcast, too cloudy. It's not the right time of year here. So I just wasn't getting much solar panel stuff here. And that's something else to think about. I did not realize that. So, you know, guys, I mean, I want you to think about, seriously, here's my ending message here, is I seriously want you to think about what's going on, where you're headed, where the country's headed, and where everything's headed. And, you know, speaking of the way the country's headed and the way everything's headed, I'm going to tell you this. And I probably, you know, it's not a good idea to ever talk about, you know, your idea of politics on, you know, on a neutral channel anyway. A lot of neutral channels, but I'm a neutral channel. I try to be more of a neutral channel and just not really, you know, of course, everybody can tell that I'm pretty fiscal conservative. So I mean, fiscally conservative, so to speak. Very fiscally conservative. And I can tell you this, guys. If Harris gets in office, if they put Harris in office, this country's done. And then you really are screwed and you're on your own. All right, we have got to get Donald Trump back in office. It's a flat out fact. We have got to get him back in office because this country cannot take another 4 years of this. I can't take another 4 years of this. You can't take another 4 years of this. Nobody can. We have got to get him back in office. So, if you're going to do something, go vote too. I mean, that won't cost you a single dime, except a little bit of gas to get there. Get up and go to your local poll and vote. And vote today. We need to get Trump back in office, because if we don't get him back in office, start getting rate cuts and stuff like that, this country is done. Anyway, guys, you be good. You be good at it. You take it easy. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm trying to make videos as much as possible. I've been working 6 days a week lately. And on top of that, I've been overcoming the sickness too from where I got so sick. So I'm trying to get better. You know, I've had a heck of a bad bronchial tube infection and respiratory tract infection, and I've been still having a cough from it. So, but I am definitely trying to put out videos. I'm definitely trying to do as much as I can. All while trying to work a full-time job 6 days a week lately. So, you know, just bear with me, and I'm trying. But I'm here for you guys, and I want you to know that. You know, anybody who's working towards the same goal as I am, prepping and everything else, we're all in it together. We're all a team. We're all friends. Anyway, you be good at it, and take it easy.